So it's about 4 weeks until Loch Ness Marathon, which is my autumn marathon for this year. And yeah, keep on watching, keep on listening to hear how I'm preparing, my thought process, how I'm battling injuries, and yeah, keep on watching, keep on listening. Hope you find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1553 of a diary of a runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. Consecutive day 1553 for Diary of a Runpreneur. And today we're talking all about Loch Ness Marathon, how my plans have somewhat changed. Basically, I do usually a couple of marathons a year, possibly an ultra as well. So this year so far, I've done David Goggins' 4x48 challenge, which is an ultra, and I'm also doing Loch Ness Marathon. I was going to do a spring marathon as well, but things just didn't pan out for me. So yeah, so I'm a little bit short on the marathon front this year. I did Yorkshire Marathon back in October last year though. So my plan this year was to do 2 marathons. I'm only doing 1, but the key is to continue on my journey to a sub 3 hour marathon, and I've got a long way to go. To be quite fair, I ran Yorkshire Marathon last October in 3 hours 24 minutes and 48 seconds. That was a PB for me by some stretch, although the issue is that I probably could have gone possibly 3 or 4 minutes quicker, but I had the most horrendous blister that kind of snapped, the skin snapped off it with about 10k to go. So that last 10k was excruciatingly painful. So my pace inevitably dropped off. So I'm hoping whatever happens at Loch Ness Marathon, I'll be able to get a PB, which is a sub 3 hours and 24 minutes and 48 second marathon. I was planning on having an outside shot at a sub 3 hours 15 marathon, because that time is a qualifying time for my age for Chicago, which is one of the majors. It's possibly, well, it's definitely the easiest major to get into based on good for age. So that was a good target. However, I'm now battling a bout of a recurrence of plantar fasciitis, same foot. So how's that going to be over the next few weeks? Who knows? I'm able to run through it as I did before, but I can clearly feel it there and feel the discomfort. So be interested to see how that affects me. So what I've done in situations like this is I've reassessed my targets and tried to come up with something that I think is a bit more realistic based on circumstances. Now, in the best will of the world, we can plan our race calendar and then all sorts of things can happen to kind of disrupt that. And that's happened here again this year with this recurring injury recommencing. And I think the point is you can only prepare as well as you can, and you can only prepare with the cards that you're dealt. And what I mean by that is that in the best will of the world, none of us ever want to get injured. None of us, all of us want to be 100% all the time. But the reality is that never happens. So I'm going to give it a shot, but I'm tapering down my expectations. Now, I probably will try, depending on how my plantar fasciitis is in a couple of weeks' time. I'll probably make a final decision in about 2 weeks, with 2 weeks to go. But at this moment in time, my gut feel is that 3 hours 15 is probably one step too far for this marathon. Possibly I'll have another attack on that in the spring of next year. However, I do believe that I could be on for a PB if I can manage this injury effectively. I feel that last year I could have shaved probably 2 or 3 minutes, possibly 4 minutes off of my time of last year, but due to the 5 by 5 centimetre squared piece of skin that ripped from the sole of my foot, bleeding so much it bled through my trainer, or Barefoot V-Run 2.0, I could see the blood stain through the footwear, so I knew it was bad. And as a result, my pace dropped off quite considerably for the last 10k. So I'd like to think that a PB will be a minimum target for me. And added to the fact that Loch Ness, although is going to be quite undulating, is actually a net downhill marathon, so it could be a good one to get a good time, fingers crossed. And in addition to that, a stretch for me might be sub 3 hours 20, so I'll be trying to get as close to that as a minimum, and depending on how I'm on the day, best case scenario would I'd have an attack on 3 hours 15, but if truth be told, I'm feeling that could be beyond me at this moment in time. So in terms of preparation, I'm preparing as I always do. I'm training to Tanda, which I'm falling behind on, to be honest with you. So I'm doing over 50 kilometers a week of running. I need to do those runs in around 4 minutes 40 kilometer pace, average pace over that total distance each week for the previous 8 weeks. Now, 2 of those weeks have been on holiday up in the mountains in plus 40 degrees centigrade heat. So I've tried to do my best there. So I've had some hot weather at altitude training, which could help, but the pace was definitely off. And since I've been back, I've been battling different illnesses, health tests, things like that. Haven't really had a great camp, if you like, you know, where fighters or boxers talk about training camp. So I feel my training camp is not gone as well as it could have done, which is why I'm also tapering down my expectations. But if I can keep plantar fasciitis under control, I'll certainly be going for a PB as a minimum. If I can get sub 320, I'll be delighted. If I can get anywhere close to 315, I'll be amazed. So yeah, I will continue to talk about preparation for the marathon over the coming weeks, as it is high on my agenda in terms of prioritization. But yeah, learnings from my diary today is that you have to set realistic expectations. There's nothing worse than setting a target that's too far, too much, and putting yourself under massive pressure to try and achieve it, and deep down knowing that it's beyond you. And I think being realistic with yourself, I like to set 3 targets when I do anything, a minimum requirement of what I would expect to have a very good chance of achieving. I would then set a stretch target, which will be something that I think is achievable and something that I should certainly be going for. And then I'll set a best case scenario. So if everything went incredibly well, this is what I could achieve. And in the explanation or example I've given you with Loch Ness Marathon, a minimum target would be a PB. Anything better than basically 3 hours and 25 minutes, if I get sub that, I'll be content. If I get close or better than 3 hours 20 as a stretch, I'll be really happy. If I get anywhere near 3 hours 15 or have an outside chance of getting under it, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. So yeah, hopefully you find that useful. But just getting target setting right is a real key skill, but it starts with realism and not pushing yourself too far and pushing unrealistic expectations on you, because it's only going to lead to disappointment. But anyway, that's it from me. Questions or comments, drop me a line, I'll respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days of distance for the world, barefoot style, and do give this a subscribe, share, like, comment. The more people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.